Good morning, Nigerians. This is First Media Niger TV, and we are here with Honorable Umo Offiong, a core member of the People's Democratic Party, former student union leader, a banker, a man who has contributed immensely to the progress, the growth of the People's Democratic Party in our Okobo local government, Akwa Ibom State, a former chairmanship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Okobo local government, a man who is so humble and so friendly with his people, a social mobilizer. Honorable Umo Offiong, please, good morning, sir.
Good morning, God bless you.
Yes, I forget one thing that I did mention. He is a full lifer, a very good one at that. So, welcome, sir.
You're
Please, can you
welcome.
tell our viewers who you are? Because this is the little I know about you.
Well, you've said it almost all. My name is Prince Umo Offiong from Ikea in Okobolo government area of Akwa Ibom State. And by the grace of God, I am where I am by the grace of God. So, just where I am.
Yes, sir. The news of your appointment as the Okobo local government chapter coordinator for Team Umo Eno, wasn't a surprise to us and to your people that will have cause to discuss with. Um, what is Team Umo Eno and what are their visions and objectives?
Well, very simple. Team Umoino is a formidable group that has come in to discover who Umoino is as a person. And to partner with Umoino, the group has come together, picking all relevant stakeholders in the entire state to work with as a team. That's why you have the name Team Umoino. We are not operating as an entity, but we are operating as a corporate, as a corporate sort of carrying every other person's along in order to connect the dots of the rise agenda of Team Umoino or Umoino as a person.
Okay, the 2023 general election is just by the corner, and like you said, a group like Team Umeno has come to be to actualize that or to actualize the governorship aspiration of Pastor Umoino, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Akwa Ibom State. As a PDP member who has been a member of the party for a very long time, the announcement of Umeno at the primaries, after the primaries, the PDP presidential governorship primaries, has caused a lot of crisis, internal crisis and external crisis in your party, the PDP in Akwa Ibom State. Now, a lot of defections, a lot of rumors of defections, a lot of legal gymnastics here and there. Now, with all this, what's the possibility that your candidate, the governorship candidate of your party and your principal, have the chance of winning the election next year?
Well, my brother, is a very simple thing. You know, when God chooses a leader, every other person must subdue. A man does not choose himself. God chooses a man. I believe Umeno as a person, Pastor Umeno, will never want to be the governor of Kwebo State, judging from his background, where he's coming from. Pastor Umeno is an entrepreneur, he's a developer, he's someone that has been in the business line for decades now, and he will not want to venture into politics. But when God chooses to pick a person from a nowhere, it makes the person somebody. Just like David in the Bible, David was in the bush taking care of the sheep. He was a shepherd. But guess what happened? Even his own father never thought David could become something. They believe leadership is all about the big and mighty. No, it's not about the big and mighty. It's about who God wants to be. Understand? So
Yes.
God has chosen Pastor Moino from every other person. So it's a rare privilege that Pastor Moino has been chosen by God, and nobody can stop the vision of God. God has a purpose of bringing Pastor Umo Eno as the next governor of Akwa Ibom State. And let me tell you something. No matter what happens, Pastor Umo will become the governor of Akwa Ibom State come 2023. Why? Because God has already designed it so.
Okay, you keep repeating God, God.
Yeah.
Probably because the Akwa Ibom State is a state name after God, and like I'm aware, you are a very committed Christian. Now let's come back home. What are the modality? Because Pastor Meno is standing this election under a platform of a political party, and we equally have other governorship candidates that are also very popular, that are also believing that God equally asked them, called them to aspire, and God, in fact, God has spoken to them that they are going to be the next governor of Akwa Ibom State. Now, what are the modalities your party at the grassroots have put in place? Specifically, your ward. Let me not generalize it to the entire state. Your ward, aka where you come from. What's the possibility and the preparation of your party in your ward, to win the 2023 election for Pastor Omoino?
Well, for Pastor Umo becoming the next leader, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, and we all believe that Akwa Ibom State will be in the safe hands of Pastor Umo. We as a people, we as a party member, and the structure in Eke Yakobo have put all the modalities in place in order to make sure that it comes to pass. Sorry. Pastor Umoino has given us the reason why we should rally around him to make sure that at the end of the day, come 2023, we will be at the Hilton Mansion. Now, in Eke Yakobo, there's something we call unit to unit, door to door.
Okay.
We've even gone down by taking it personally by moving from village to village, house to house, to make sure that we preach the good gospel of Pastor Meno. Pastor Meno is not coming in as a governor of Kwara State for, of course, I could always tell you again that he would not even want to be the governor of Kwara State, but God has designed it so. So he does. In fact, even if he say no, we will tell him you must be. That is how it's gonna be. And we are telling him, Pastor Meno, you are the next governor, and we are solidly behind you. So we are doing everything possible to make sure that we preach the gospel of Pastor Meno. Like we've already known, Pastor Meno is someone that has been in the private sector. So he is going to bring the wealth of the private sector into the governance of Akwa Ibom State to make sure that everyone, everyone, I mean everyone is empowered. Everyone is developed. It's not about throwing money all around, buying cars. But what Pastor Mano has come in to do is to make sure everyone has something to do. The man, the woman on the street has something to do. The young man walking around has something to do. So, as a person in Ikea, we have mobilized ourselves. We go around to make sure that we preach the good gospel of Pastor Meno.
So, in just very to be very snappy about, so we could go into the other aspect of the local government level of leadership, which is the State House of Assembly. What are the few blueprints or few vision that Umoino has in place for the state? Because you seem to know so much about him and his vision for the state. Can you just tell the people who are watching us and the entire world about the blueprint of Pastor Umoino?
Well, Pastor Meno, coming from the private sector, I want to let us understand that you bring innovation to governance in Akwa Ibom State. And being someone that has been in the private sector as an entrepreneur, he has been able to empower over 2,000 persons. If as an individual, he has been able to employ over 2,000 persons. And he has several businesses that he does. So coming into the governance of Akwa Ibom State, he will be able to do much more, having given the privilege to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State.
So coming back to your local government, because that is the government that is closer to the people, and the successful governor is a governor that is fortunate to have a good lawmaker
Of course.
in the House of Assembly. The Deputy Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, the current Deputy Speaker and member representing Okobo, has been adjudged by observers to have performed beyond expectation. And there's a very high level of hope that our successor will ought to, perform better or beyond the level she has been able to. We are aware she has given a lot of scholarship to students in schools. She has empowered a lot of people. She has attracted a lot of infrastructural development to Okobo local government, ranging from road construction, which is the only urban road construction, which she personally took the governor there, and the governor promised that that job will be given out. And presently, we are aware because we visited the site that the contract is ongoing. She has attracted a lot of renovation of schools. A lot of schools in Okobo now have new buildings, and we're also aware that she has been able to attract the State Ministry of Education to take over about five secondary schools, which initially was being run by the community. And the government took over these schools, and that has reduced the level of burden and has increased the level of manpower in those schools. Now, all these achievements she has been able to achieve. What, who is the person that your party is preparing Okobo to take over from her in 2023?
Thank you very much, my brother. I want to join you to give a goodwill message, a congratulatory message to the Deputy Speaker of Akwa State House of Assembly,
Okay.
in the presence of Princess Felicia Basi. She has been one politician that I've come to admire, I've come to love, I've come to submit to, I've come to learn from, because it takes a good leader to learn from a better leader. And as the saying says, as a good follower, following a good leader, you will become a good leader also. So I want to give 100% support to the leadership of Right Honorable Princess Felicia Bassi. Why? Because she has shown us what politics is and what governance is as a deputy speaker of the Kwara State House of Assembly. And going back to who the party in Okola government is showcasing as the next constituency as an assembly member, I want to really assure you that judging from what or who Princess Felicia Bassi is, she will never bring a medium crowd to be
A
to
successor.
take after her to be a successor. She has carefully selected or chosen who our successor should be. And not just her, every other person in Akwa Law government have come to fall in love and to like the presence of um, Pius Basi, because this is a man that,
Let's get it clear at this point so that we don't get
okay,
our viewers confused.
okay,
What are you telling us there was no primaries that she single-handedly choose who will succeed her? Because the electoral law make provisions for party primaries that will elect a candidate for the party.
okay.
Because I believe our people viewers out there, are aware of all these legislations and rules of election.
Hmm.
So, are you telling us that she single-handedly chose who will succeed her, or the person passed through the rudiment of primaries according to the electoral law?
Well, according to the electoral law, she wouldn't just sit on herself to choose who becomes a successor.
Okay.
We actually voted for who becomes the next status member of Akwa State come 2023. And by the grace of God, by a special privilege, I was a delegate in that exercise. So we all voted for him because as a person, I'm at my level. I don't need anybody to confuse me
Yeah.
on who to vote for. So I choose who to vote for, and I choose the right person to vote for. So at this point, every other person had their own choice of candidate to vote for, and surprising. because you don't know what is in a man's heart.
Yeah,
The Bible says that the man's heart is desperately evil.
it's true.
So it was a surprise situation that after the whole event, it was Redman. We call Colin Redman, but his name is Pius Bassi. Was the one that emerged as the next leader of Akwa Ibom State in the House of Assembly. So he had passed through all the necessary procedures from the screening. He bought the form, he passed through the screening, and he was elected.
Thank you. In a very short message to your electorate and voters out there in Akwa Ibom State and in our core local government, what message will you have to pass across to them or appealing to them, considering the caliber of candidates that you have to sell in the market next year election?
Well, we don't have a big deal about what is happening next year because already we've done the needful by preaching the good gospel of PDP and Pastor Umo Eno. Akwa State is PDP. Don't allow anyone to lie to you. Why? Because we believe in the past 16 years of PDP in Nigeria and in Akwa Ibom State. So as a matter of fact, you know, as a matter of fact, we are working tirelessly to make sure that come 2023, election will be free and fair in Akwa Ibom State and in Okobo precisely. So therefore, I want to advise brothers out there, not just in Ikea, not just in Okobo, but in the entire state of Akwa Ibom State, to get their PVC. If you are registered, go get your PVC and be ready to vote.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Umo Offiong.
Thank you.
A very wonderful time having with you. This is First Media Nigeria TV, and we appreciate your time, sir.
I appreciate you for
Thank you.
coming. I appreciate you for
Thank you,
coming.
sir.